Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My dear audience, if you belong to education fraternity, or you are an educator, or you are from education ecosystem, or you are an education leader, or from the top management of any school, college, or university, I have a question for you. Many times you think that there's something that is lacking in the placement process or the placement journey or the preparation process of the students, those who are going to placed in corporate houses in their final years, or the performance of your students when it comes to industry is not up to the mark as per the expectations and the requirement. Or if you think that the education that your school, college, university, or any institute is giving is not fulfilling the requirement which is really needed in the corporate world, or there is some kind of a skills mismatch when it comes to the relevant education in your institution. So if you have all these questions in your mind and you are really worried with these questions, so I want to tell you that if you wish an exponential growth in your students' placement and growth in your admissions, so we have a solution for you. And that solution is through service industry finishing lab or digital inspirational lab. So these are the two models that Chamber for Service Industry is going to present to you to solve your query related to the futuristic skills, futuristic education, innovative education, inspirational education, and at the same time, making your students future ready, making your students crack that placement process successfully. Now, how is this going to be relevant and how digital inspirational lab and service industry is going to play the part? Let's just understand through this presentation. So, first of all, when all these questions are coming to our mind, the very first thing that we need to ask ourselves as an educational leader, as a management, as an educator, that what is the purpose of education and what the institute, the college, the school is delivering. Now, here I would like to say that we are not just focusing on higher education, because this journey should begin from the very beginning, from the school level. So when we see the purpose of education at the school level is schools increasingly recognizing the need for fostering ethics, characters, and citizenships, and aims to develop empathy, compassion, mindfulness, purposefulness, responsibilities, collaboration, and self regulations. These are those skills, those characteristics that should be imbibed and that should place side by side with the mainstream curriculum that you are delivering, so that from the very beginning, from the initial stages, the student can get those skills along with their regular studies. Because this is something which is the future. Tomorrow, there are skills. These are the skills that are very much needed wherever they will go, in the social arena and at the same time in the professional arena. Now, moving from the school level to the higher education level or higher education ecosystem, at that stage, You have to understand and you have to think as an educator, as a top leader in your school, college, and institute, that are are the skills and the parameters delivering these purposes? That is, they are making the students self reliance. The curriculum is teaching them to become helpful, the helpfulness skills, cooperativeness, teamwork, determination. So ultimately, combining school education and higher education, what we can collectively say is the whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows. It simply means that don't block their creativity, don't block their thinking pattern or critical thinking or their cerebrum just to get marks, just to get the degrees. And at the last, when they see that what exactly their education has brought to them, then they think that why don't they go for something which along with their regular education can also develop the skills needed in the actual professional world. So this turning mirrors into windows simply means that from the very beginning, from the school level and the higher education level, we have to make our education relevant, and in this true sense, make them open minded, think positive, think broadly, not just for themselves, but for their society and everyone, so that they can grow exponentially. Now, how will it be done? So, the thing that I'm telling you, that along with the curriculum you should have in your schools, in your colleges, in your university, these are soft skills and life skills training, very, very important. And when I'm saying soft skill and life skill, it doesn't mean so one skill that is required or one or any five skills that I'm talking to. There are a whole lot of bunch of soft skills and life skills that are needed, and not just for the present education, for the present system, for the present professional arena, but for the future also. Because we have to prepare our students, we have to prepare, if the parents are listening me, you have to prepare your children for the future also. So these soft skills and life skills training are very much required from the very beginning of their school, and not just in their final semester or 15 days, 3 months before their placement process. So it should come from the very first day they enter to the school, or they enter to the higher education college or university or maybe any other institute. And at the same time, along with that soft skills and life skills, career counseling and guidance is very much required. And when we say career counseling, so there are a lot many things involved with that. What kind of a nature, what kind of an inclination, what kind of a passion, what kind of an abilities, what kind of a perseverance, what kind of a leadership qualities, what kind of a hardworking nature, uh, learning patterns your students have. So according to that, you should match their likings, their performances, their adaptabilities to the right kind of a job circular for them. So that is also required. Their entire 360-degree analysis is very much required by career counselors. So that is also needed along with the regular education. Then industry collaboration, because we cannot say a student will perform 101% best in their placement process when they have not interacted before that process with any stranger, with any company, with any corporate, or with any industry culture. They have not seen themselves. So this kind of a field visits, this kind of a guest lectures that we generally says, or some kind of a collaboration with the corporates from the very beginning, so that the student get that confidence, students get that approach towards the professionalism. there is some kind of an innovation which we see along with the regular studies, and that confidence is actually required. That confidence is actually missing. The whole game is of confidence. If we say the whole structure which requires to be built parallelly to the regular education and the curriculum is the skill set, the guidance, which will enhance the confidence and positive thinking in a student, and provide them that holistic development pattern, which will develop a kind of a professional attitude from the very beginning, a focus towards their work culture from the very beginning in the student, and they should not take education lightly. They should understand that there is a purpose of education from the very beginning. Because many times the only mistake that we do is, when it comes to their career, until they are studying, they are passing they are clearing their semesters, they are easy relaxed, because they are with their peer mates, they are with in the campus, they are enjoying their campus life, they are also studying, but they are taking everything lightly. But when it comes to their education, along along with education, it comes to their professionalism and their career approach. And when they enter into that arena, then they think that there's something missing, there's some kind of a mismatch, and that mismatch we have to eradicate from the very beginning. So other thing is, when we are doing all these things, because this era, and when we talk about futuristic education, the entire thing is of technology. We are living into the digital age. We have seen earlier computers, then comes desktops, then comes laptops, tablets. Now mobiles applications are there. We have seen AR, VR, metaverse is coming. And there are a whole lot of things. AI is coming, chat GPT is coming, robotics is coming, what not. And everything is affecting not only the work culture, but also the education system. So we need to understand that at least we need to make our students aware of that from the very beginning, so that when they are aware and they have knowledge about these things, they are very confident while talking in the group discussions, or while talking uh, two three peoples outside their education ecosystem, in their family, maybe in their friend circle, or maybe in their relative circle, wherever. They will be confidently talking to them, and they will be utilizing, and this will enhance their creativity also. And also, it is very very important that we should provide our students from the very beginning, from the initial level, which is called as networking opportunities. Do you know, even students, if you at the school or college or university are not getting them into networking opportunities, they are doing it through social media, through their Facebook, through their Instagram, and they are very much into that. But turning them turning this thing into much professional manner, more formal manner, and in a manner that they can utilize that thing into enhancing their knowledge, their skills, getting more information across not just their local area, but their region also, their country also, and abroad also. So getting more closer while sitting at their place to the globe is very very important. Again, what will this do? This will uh, enhance their personality 100 times. Nowadays we always listen, this is going 10 times better, 10x. Everything we are talking, when we see technology or something related to these things, always see 10x improvement and other than. But I am saying here, if you incorporate such kind of a networking opportunities, maybe online, offline, with them, through maybe blogging, LinkedIn or any other sites, maybe through Google, Microsoft, anything that will enhance their personality 100 times better. They got to know new things, new words. At least they will learn something. And again, with this small little additions in their education, along with the regular curriculum, will help them in gaining better knowledge, which maybe in the beginning you will not understand or they will not understand, but at the time when they will going to sit for any placement process or interacting with any stranger, they will understand that there's something new in them. There's something change in them. They are more confident, they are more powerful. So that is what um, making an exposure, creating an opportunity for your students will bring to them, and that will help them in gaining more success and a beautiful career opportunity, and making them more humble, more knowledgeable, more focused human being and a best citizen. And also at the same time, when you are doing all these things, it is very important at every step that they should get proper feedback. Now when I'm talking about feedback, it is not just we give them feedback about their marks, about their performances in their exams. No, apart from them, when we are talking about skills development, when we are talking about holistic approach, networking opportunity, technology, so we should give them feedback at regular intervals in all their activities. But for that, we need to create that kind of an environment within their classroom, or maybe in the institute, in the school, in the college, and in the university. Now, how will this help them? It is in this way that you have might have seen or you have heard that they don't have that approach in them. The students don't have that approach to get feedbacks, regular feedbacks. And many times when they get the feedbacks, not in a constructive way, they get some kind of a low personal approach towards getting a feedback. They feel low, they get sad that they have got something which is not good, and they cannot do anything, or they might have um, lost everything. When when such things happen, when they get sudden feedback, when they are not habitual for that, when they are not into the system of getting regular feedback, at the time of placements, when they get some kind of feedback which demotivates them, or they don't get the job, it brings some kind of a low confidence to them. But if school system adapts some kind of an approach or a pattern or a system where the students get feedback for every activity they are involved with the school, with the college, with the university, whether it is related to the academics, whether it is related to skills development, whether it is related to any holistic activity that they are performing inside the school or colleges or through technological structures, then they will eager, they will be curious to know that whatever they are doing, how is that? They themselves will seek for feedback, and they will not take feedback as a negative thing. They will find it more constructive themselves. So this kind of a mechanism is required along with the regular education. And also, I always tell to the students and to the schools and the colleges and the educators whom I interact, and the educational leaders, that it is very important that you develop a continuous learning culture in the academics. It is not just that you have to learn the syllabus only, you have to learn life. You have to learn yourself. You have to learn how to be a person, how to be a better version of yourself. And to be a better version of yourself, you have to continuously evolve, continuously improve. So if you stop learning, you stop creating history. And history becomes, then you yourself become in history. This is a very good quote. And this is true also. Never ever think that whatever I know is sufficient, is enough. And if you are thinking like that, and if your college, your university, your institution is telling students that it is good that you are getting top ranks, very good, and do like that only, we are happy, and you will not evolve, or you will not innovate, or you will not create the circumstances, the infrastructure for your students to grow more. So there is some kind of a rusting that starts in them. And please don't let this happen in your school, in your college, in your university, anywhere. If you belong to education ecosystem, even the companies, even the startups, even the entrepreneurs, they are always evolving, they're always coming out. Don't get stagnant, because the three things that we need to inculcate in our students is knowing why, the burning desire that we need to create, and self confidence. And mind you, this should be from the very beginning, not at the last. So whatever I have discussed, these things will help them in involving with four things. One is the personal development of the student. One is the professional development, or creating professionalism in your student. Third is emotional intelligence, and this is very important when you have to uh, be in the social arena, be it in the social arena, in your personal life, in your professional life, everywhere. And this is the future. This is the present. This is the future. And the fourth thing is personal wellness. So these are the four um, areas where your students will going to develop if you are providing all these things along with your regular curriculum, your regular education, because they need to be social well, emotional well, environmental well, intellectual well, digital well, physical well, occupational well. And obviously, when we are studying, we have a general mindset that there should be a financial wellness as well. So now, our main thing why we are putting in front of you, if you are an educator, if you are an counselor, if you belong to education fraternity, if you are a school, if you are associated with school, college, or university, because we have seen and we have talked and we have debated on this, that nowadays education and skills, they are not relevant, they are not giving what is really required, the purposeful education. There are handful of colleges, or maybe IIMs, IITs. I'm not talking about that, but I'm talking about the general education system which each and every student belong to. They require what is called as true purposeful education, what is called as relevant education. So it is not just clearing the exams or getting the degree, but it is going through that finishing. It is going through that self development. It is going to form some kind of an inspiration or some kind of a self motivation. So, internet Chamber for Service Industry, from the very beginning, we were providing. We have two models, as I have told you in the very beginning. One which do not require a very good infrastructure, or maybe um all sound technological digital equipments at your place, but it requires two simple rooms. I'm just talking about two simple rooms that you can dedicate in your school, in your college, in your institute for this, for soft skills development, life skills development, technological understanding, and everything, counseling and preparation for placements, confidence building. But a regularity is required. Regularity is required from the very beginning so that students have a mindset, and when they enter that room, when they enter that lab, they will feel like they have entered into something which is not giving them stress, which is making them lighter, which is making them realize their self, which is enhancing their focus, and which is making them happy. This is very important. And the second model that I'm talking about, if you think that your institute is very good with the technology, with all the equipments and simulators and whatnot, what all new technology is going to create smart institution, smart school, smart college, smart university, smart classroom, then you can follow the pattern of digital inspirational lab that we have introduced during and post pandemic. Because what we think is, from the very beginning, when we talk about the school education level, the students really required curiosity, creativity, imagination, innovation, design thinking, and like the syllabus increases with the passage of the classes, same ways, this pattern also, the skill enhancement, holistic development, positive approach, futuristic approach, it also enhances with the education level. So for a beginner, for a primary education level students, there can be some kind of a skill set that is required. For a middle education student, there's some kind of a skill set that is required. For uh, again a higher education other kind, and senior secondary other standards. And when you come for a much higher education level, there's all together different kind of a skill set that is required. So this needs to be checked. And when we talk about digital inspiration lab, we always emphasize on the wellness process of the students, and we have jot down whole lot of activities in the labs for the students that can be created by the educators, skill trainers, and the schools, colleges, and universities, related to mental wellness, personal wellness, professional wellness, social wellness. Again, the levels can be enhanced according to the levels of the education that the students are studying in. Now, there are a whole lot of activities also that we have designed while we are training them for making the students job ready in these labs. And not just for the students, because we believe that these labs are not meant just for students, because two important components of the education system are the students, the youth, and the educators also. Because one has to learn and one has to deliver. One has to handhold, and they need capacity building while handholding the students with not just the regular studies, but apart from them, extra miles that they are walking with their students. So capacity building for educators and youth through digital inspirational lab, or maybe service industry finishing lab, that is there. And we have designed whole lot of curriculum and whole lot of ideas and structure for that also. And this is just a glimpse of how the lab should be when we talk about two rooms. And ultimately everything will combine with personality, communication, empathy, curiosity, critical thinking. And here also, again, I will say this, that when you are giving them that skill set, when you are giving them that kind of a confidence level to grow, to enhance in their life, professionally and personally, then they got some kind of a wings, and uh, the world is there. It is not just that they will seek the opportunities only in the local areas, or maybe regional area, or maybe national area. They can go up to the global area also, international also. That's what we want, that each and every educational institute, each and every education school, college, university should adapt this approach, that they need to prepare students for much higher cause, that from a village level, from a rural level, they can think of, not just think of, they can get that confidence to grow up to the global level. And that is what actual education is. And that is what relevant education is. So, as I've talked, uh, these are the four skills that we always emphasize on: digital, life, soft, and global skills. Now, as the ultimate purpose for all these things, while you are designing it in your school, in your college, in your university, in your institute, that every youth will have economic outcome, personal outcome, cultural outcome, social outcome, and depending on their competency, capabilities, and their career path, hobby, passion, and everything. So we need to understand that we need to go inside their mind and channelize things there and make them focused in their life. The only thing which is missing is that nowadays the students are very active. They have excellent brains, but they are out of focus. We need to bring that focus inside them. We need to make their education and ultimately their life purposeful, relevant, meaningful. And then that is a time when the students that pass out from your school, from your college, from your university will say that I have gained something in my life. And that will be the time when they get some kind of a job and they don't regret for that. That what kind of a job I am doing and where I am. And I have studied something and I'm doing something else. They will not think themselves mismatched at their professional arena. And at the same time, they will be much happier person in their social life. And ultimately, they can make their personal life much happier with this. So think about it. And here, what Digital Inspiration Lab says, that it empowers education and skills innovative way. Why not we bring music, dance, gamification, happiness as a regular part of the education from the very beginning, school level. Fun, creativity, because this is what required in your in the education system. So this is what I'm talking about. We are there. Chamber for Service Industry is there to set up or to give the consultancy and our services to your school, to your college, to your university, to your institute. If you are really looking for creating such kind of a lab in your school system, at your place, and you want at your university level or maybe any college, because this will going to create uh, see, I don't have words to say what it will going to create. It will enhance some kind of a non-sable or a very exponential changes or personality enhancement, grooming, confidence, focus, whatnot, uh, in your students. So we need to prepare the students to be a happy person. We need to prepare the student to be a happy citizen, to be a responsible citizen, and to be a responsible person for the personal and professional life. We need to make them focused towards their present and their future. And all this that we are creating is not to create the stress, more stress in their life. No, this lab that we are designing, that we will design with you, with your college, with your school, with your university, that will create some kind of a humor, happiness, lighter moments, and self actualization in the life of your students. So, just 2 rooms are required that you can dedicate, and a very basic structure, but ideal. Idea is everything. With an idea, you can create wonders in education ecosystem. And that's what national education policy also talks about. So let's come together for making education and skills relevant through innovative education, futuristic education, holistic skills for personal and professional development. And we are reaching schools, colleges, and university. Chamber for Service Industry is with you. You can contact us, you can write to us at the given email ID, and we are happy to collaborate with you, to give consultancy to you, and provide services for establishing such kind of a lab, maybe with technology or without technology at your premises. Because ultimate aim is how to make education and skills relevant and how to prepare each and every student of our country for a better future. Thank you so much. We'll meet you again tomorrow. Up till then, take care of yourself and keep shining. Be happy.